Now, Pabs, I told you I'd do it. I'd do it. She is so pretty. Look at that. Just so, so pretty. I'd like to dip her in gravy and sop her up with a biscuit. Okay, people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight, I'm still doubling up on the Avengers Legends Infinite series. Like I said in the last video, I got all these at the same time, so kind of daunting jumping in. So, like I said, doubling up, keeping with the big character, small character theme, which will not continue into the next video because Iron Fist and Hawkeye are the same size. But I'm calling it a theme. Anyway, it's Thor and Scarlet Witch, or Maidens of Might. Again, packaging. I love the side art here. I mean, it's just kind of cool. Captain Marvel, Scarlet Witch. It's, you know, fancy. Woo! A little more bang for your buck. Here's Captain Marvel. I already reviewed her loose. No package, but anyway. And then Thor. Thor is kind of a tricky subject because I skipped the last Hasbro Thor, which, you know, looked kind of like the Marvel Select version. I ended up going with the Marvel Select version. We'll get into that later. I had to have this Thor to build Odin, so I went ahead and got him. Plus, he looks pretty cool for, you know, modern character. Scarlet Witch, ooh, even in package, she's just so much better than the original Scarlet Witch, or I don't even have her anymore. I think I repainted the head, still hated it, got rid of her, so there won't be any comparison to that. There really is no comparison, but let me get these open and then we'll take a look at them. Alright, opening up Scarlet Witch, her cape is super hard plastic. I mean, comparing to other capes, it's very stiff. This hole in the plastic, the blister, a little bit smaller. It will not go through, so you're going to cut that out of the plastic. That was probably loud as hell, and I don't want to repeat myself. But, snip that thing out. Don't go dragging it out. You're just asking for breakage. Okay, here they are out of the package, and you can already tell. Ooh, those Scarlet Witch legs. I've got her balanced on her cape, leaning back. I'm going to have to do some work here. And her, as beautiful as she is, I mean, this face, I mean, the whole figure altogether may be one of my, you know, top of my list. Not the very top, maybe, but she's up there on the list of female figures that I do like. I mean, she looks great. The hair sculpt, everything. But man, come on. I mean, these high heels, oh man, frustrating completely. Especially her left leg is pretty good. Or it was pretty good until I just did that. Nah, it's still tight. It's still pretty good. This, her upper knee is a little bit loose. So it's kind of floppy. The bottom's snapped out of place, but it stays in place. The top, new. So that on top of her cape is just dragging her down. I mean, she just falls over backwards. I mean, oh, now both knees are doing it. So, I don't know. It's just frustrating. Like I said, everything else is, you know, nice. I love the hex hands, spell casting hands. Like I said, the face, the paint's even nice. The lips are pretty good. Maybe a little thick on top. But her eyes, her headdress, maybe a little smooth, but nice. I mean, look at it. Now it makes me want a Polaris. Yeah, this standing issue sucks balls. I'm sorry. As great as she looks, and the cape would be great. like Magneto from the X-Men series. You can get him to balance up on his cape. She just barely reaches. I'm going to have to look into maybe Captain Marvel's feet matches her feet. Maybe. Switch them out, give her some flat feet. See what that does. Maybe tighten this joint right here. Because otherwise, she looks great. Let's just go through Scarlet Witch while I have her right here. Hinge and swivel shoulder all the way around. The cape kind of hinders going back, but who reaches back like that? Seriously. Hinge and swivel elbow. About there. Back a little bit. Swivel. Hinge and swivel wrist. Back. Swivel around. The upper torso, or the torso joint here. Pretty good range of movement. Even forward. Back. Our hips. Hinge and swivel. Not too much further out than that. Forward. Swivel at the thigh. Like I said, double knee, which maybe that just needs pinched together. And then hinge at the ankle, and then a swivel, giving her some rocker ankle action. But with the high heels, like I said, it's fairly useless. On top of that, her right leg is a little warped in. Head sculpt is just great. I mean, it's Scarlet Witch. Maybe a younger Scarlet Witch, but still, Scarlet Witch. Back of her hair. Just, great sculpt. Like her top. And I do like her cape. I mean, it's not glued down. It's loose. But, yeah. Now her head movement, pretty good. Surprisingly, better than what I thought it'd be. She can get some down, no up, hair in the way. Side to side, it stops about the shoulders. And for accessories, just for Scarlet Witch herself, she comes with these pretty nifty hex bolts, which it's got a loop right here with a break in it. You put it on, like a cheap ring. There's a bigger one with a loop on it. I don't know if that goes somewhere else. Maybe a bigger character. Could these be used later for Doctor Strange? Maybe. But in the smaller hoop, yeah, she looks great. I mean, she's casting the spell. She's got some magic going on. Just, it works. I'm surprised by these. I mean, I knew they would look, from pictures, I knew they would work, but I'm really okay with these. I wish we could see more power effects like this. Now, as far as Thor goes, he stands pretty well for having no rocker ankles and should be, back heavy, but he's not. He's fairly stable. He's got some pretty big duck feet though. Good base. I don't have the other Hasbro Thor, so I have nothing to compare it to, but new arms from what I remember of pictures and such. And there's some new parts here and there, and they all look good. It looks just like, modern Thor. The Marvel Select Thor. This is the one I go with. I went with Marvel Select. He's just bulkier. He looks better. There's not as many breaks. Yeah, less articulation, less range of movement, but damn, that figure looks good. And for my classic shelf, I use the other Marvel Select Classic Thor. Smaller face. I'm not smaller face, idiot. His face is really flat. That's the only big problem I have with this figure. Besides, I don't really have a problem with less articulation. He looks good, solid, and he looks fantastic in a classic display. I just, face needs changed out. Someday I'll have to do that. All the hammers look good. And you can tell modern Thor's pretty big. He's pretty huge. Here he is with, Scarlet Witch, which if you have any females, I like how she cuts that pose right there. But if she would stand, that would be better. Here he is with my standard go-to comparison body, the original Bucky Cap body here used as Black Panther. Thor's huge, but I'm good with that. You know, Thor's big guy. The paint's pretty good. The face I really like. I like it better than I thought I would. The striping here, the silver, the separation here. I believe these are the original legs. The separation in paint here adds something to it. Even though I think that's supposed to be smooth. I'm so behind on comics. Like all the Hasbro figures, his belt's loose and lower skirt, so you can raise it, lower it. He looks a little bit better with it down. Articulation-wise, the head is just a swivel. There is no up and down. Maybe the hair or what, but I don't know what's under there. Hinge and swivel shoulder. It's got some clickies. Up. It kind of swings out. Cape hinders, again, going back. Hinge and swivel elbow. Not much movement there. There's some swivel, which I don't know why there's a swivel there when there's a swivel at the bicep. I forgot all about that. I didn't even see that until just now. Hinge and swivel wrists. Swivel around. I like these these bracers right here. The black on the hand is just paint. It's not really a sculpt. What surprised me most was the torso ball here. He gets a pretty good movement out of that. Twist, side to side, forward, pretty damn good. Back, I like how they attach these to the top where it moves with him. The hip is a ball. It's on a hinge and swivel, a ball, and then it swivels on the ball. Double knee. And then the ankles, it's the old style, just hinge and swivel. You can turn it forward about that much, back about that much. Not great, but like I said, it provides a stable base for him. Now, Thor's accessories. Of course, he comes with his hammer. And it's pretty good. I don't know if this is the same sculpt as the first one. Ouch. His hands are really hard. But good thing. It just goes in there like that. And he comes with his sword that was shown a lot whenever he first debuted this costume. His hands are just hard plastic. It's hard to get his hand open. But the sword's pretty cool. I mean, nice sculpt. Little light on the paint apps. It could do some weathering. Like the hammer. The hammer has like a black wash on the head. Sword, not so much, but easy to remedy. Now, oddly enough, as loosey-goosey as this Scarlet Witch is, the UPS guy showed up and delivered my second one. Now, I didn't get two just to be like, I've got two Scarlet Witches. I got one because I was afraid my Toys R Us order was going to... somebody pointed out later that Toys R Us posted a note that you may either receive Scarlet Witch or Captain Marvel. So I got scared, and I ordered a Scarlet Witch off of Amazon. And this one stands up. There's no loosey-goosey to it. Still with the high heels, you still have to find her sweet spot. This one is going under the knife. Fodder. But I'm kind of glad I got a second one and opened it. I wish I had opened that one first. There's not much difference. She may have a little smudge on her face right there. But I'm glad I got a second one. I get a second, Odin cape, just in case. And I get more hex bolts. And I'm surely going to find something for these. Now, as far as accessories go, at least Build-A-Figure pieces, Scarlet Witch comes with Odin's cape. Again, hard shell. Not really flexible, but it will do. Odin's spear. A nice gold color. It's molded in that color. No other paint apps to it. Fairly nice sculpt. And Odin's head, which is really the high point as far as I've seen of the Odin parts. It's kind of weird to see the back of the beard in flesh color. But the beard's nice. Could use some, maybe a paint wash, some darker gray, maybe even some black, dry brush some white on there, put a little details in the horns, but it's all there. The sculpt is all there. And it'll definitely work for Odin. Thor comes with a leg. He's a big figure. He fills up the package. He came with 2 weapons. I can see Scarlet Witch, smaller figure, less accessories. Well, she still comes with 2, but they're flat. So she comes with more parts. The leg, again, works. Armored. Floating kneecap piece. Armor. What is this? Something stuck to it. Rocker ankle action. Odin has a ankle spike, so don't make him roundhouse kick you. Final thought, I like the Thor. He's restricted, but he'll go on the modern shelf somewhere other than my Marvel Select is standing. Scarlet Witch, redeemed by my second figure. The first one, floppy mess. Custom fodder. I can find a use for that cape. The head, it may get some green on it. Go on a different body. Get some Polaris action going on. If I had to go just based on this one, with the floppy knee and the can't stand, she probably would not go on the shelf. In fact, I probably would have returned her to get a second one. Like I said, redeemed by UPS and Amazon. Great update, completely needed. Perfect timing with her showing up in the next Avengers movie. It just worked out great that way. Thor, not such a great update. I like his costume. It's not bad. But for a Thor figure, if you need one for your shelf, you like the modern age, grab it. Yeah, pick her up definitely. If you get a bad one, return that. Get another one. Keep trying until you get a good figure. Thor, if you're compulsive, you're a completist, you absolutely have to finish Odin, which is the point of the wave. Grab them. If you don't want to build Odin, you don't need another Thor, easy pass. So, there you go. If you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. You know, it's perfect personal preference, but that does fall out easy. And the cape stands by itself. Actually, the cape stands better than Sentry does. Why did they do this? What is this? Number just right on the back of the cape. Right there showing. So, yay. I guess I have to pose him to the left instead of to the right. So the skull...